welcome to Sunday Breakfast Live. It's lovely to be with you this morning. I'm Sally.
I was going to say, I believe you're Sally.
I'm Joyce.
And I'm Bethany.
Should we start that again? Yeah. This is how not to do it. I'm Sally.
I'm Joyce.
And I'm Bethany. And
Ta-da!
we'd love to see who we've got with us this morning. So say hello or a good morning in the comments below.
So today we're talking about not giving up. Which one? So made a bit of a mess at the beginning. We didn't give up, and now it was okay.
Absolutely.
So yes, have you ever wanted to give up on something but carried on and did it eventually? How about you, Sally? Have you?
Oh, definitely. Have I given up on something and actually tried again harder? Yeah, well, the immediate thing that springs to mind was when I failed my O-level English. It was quite a long time ago, time before GCSEs. So this was at secondary school, at big school, and I failed my English exam. And I was really, really shocked, and so was everybody else. But with loads of help and encouragement, I sat the exam the following year and got it and got a B. I got a B. Way.
Was that a Manchester B?
Oh. It was a very good B. Anyway, what about you, Bethany?
I think times I've wanted to give up, sure, the first thing that springs to mind is when I signed up to do a 3-mile, 5-kilometre swim. And we've done loads of training and spent weeks preparing, and then on the actual day, I don't know, something just happened in my neck and I couldn't do the usual stroke I would do that would make it quicker, so I had to do breaststroke, so it took 3 hours. I wasn't that happy, but it was for charity, so it got done.
It did get done, and you raised a lot of money. You were very, very good.
Partly because it was a very hot day and I got very sunburned, and I think a lot of people just felt sorry for me, so they donated, which is great.
So was that an outside swim then, Bethany, not in a nice indoor pool?
No, it was in Salford Quays. So
oh my word.
I had huge lines all over my face where my goggles and my hat were for months.
Did you have to rub lard into your skin?
No, I was wearing a wetsuit.
Not quite as exciting then.
It wasn't the channel.
No. So what about you, Joyce?
Oh, driving lessons. I hated my driving lessons every Tuesday evening, and it rained every single lesson. Oh. And I could have cried every time it came to that Tuesday evening in the dark, driving around Bury. And I just felt like so many times giving up. But fortunately I didn't do, and passed first time, so that was a relief, because I don't think I could have carried on to do another one.
Oh, well done you. And that's the theme of today, because today's question for everyone is all about being persistent. Have you ever wanted to give up on something, but you carried on and eventually you did it? You absolutely did it. You nailed it. So we're going to put that in the chat, and if you want to, if you've got like a couple of sentences to say, I tried this, I failed, or I didn't do it, and then I did it. Put it in the chat. And we'll have loads of little stories at the end.
Particularly nice to have right now about stories where we've wanted to give up and didn't. I think it could be really encouraging to see people's stories right now.
Yeah. Anyway, what else is happening today, Joyce?
Well, today we've got the puppets, and they'll be sharing another one of Jesus' stories where there is a knock at the door and a midnight visitor. What's all that about then?
Oh, and I'll be taking some spare Pringles tubes and some plastic red cups and turning them into some lighthouses.
Yes,
and And speaking of which, we've got another one of our fantastic action songs, My Lighthouse.
Oh, yeah. Love that one. And Joyce is talking about a lovely answer to prayer that involves some crunchy nut cornflakes. I like this. Pringles and crunchy nut cornflakes today. How about that? Yeah, in our still moment. But first, shall we see who's with us today? Who's with us? Let's have a look. Hello, Helen. Hello, Helen. Lovely to see you. Well, I would love to see you, actually. I would really love to see you. I'd love to see you on the chat. To Andrea and Nick, and to Linda and Carla and Luna and Mia over in Izmir in Turkey. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and all your family and neighbours. But we'll say a little more later. Who else have we got?
We've got Ashra and Thea. Happy birthday, Thea, for you turn 5.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Wow, that's really old, Thea. Well done, 5. Yeah.
Oh, who else
And we've
have
got
we
Lindy and Yvonne's watching. Yvonne all the way from Liverpool. Good morning, Yvonne. Great to see you.
Hello. Hello from Liverpool.
Oh no, don't offend everybody.
Oh, sorry if I've
and
offended
we've got
you.
the Aspies. Hello.
Hello, Craig. Hello, Joseph. Hello, Phoebe. Give us a wave.
Hello, Jen.
Oh. So, what else have we got? Well, I think it's time to see what the puppets are up to, don't you? Shall we take a listen?
You woke me up. I didn't sleep much last night because a friend came to see me. It was my friend Rolly the clown. He didn't turn up until nearly midnight. Oh, but it was lovely to see him, and we talked for hours, but oh, I am tired. So I thought I'd tell you the story today, which is very similar to what happened to me. There was once a man who arrived at his friend's house very late one night, and because his friend wasn't expecting him, he'd got no food in the house. So the man decided to go around to his neighbour's house and see if he'd got some bread to spare. Well, the man knocked on his neighbour's door, an upstairs window shot open, and a head appeared. "Go away! Don't you know what time it is? We've been in bed for ages and the children are sound asleep." "Oh, it's me. Please come down. You see, a friend has just arrived unexpectedly and he's hungry. Please lend me some bread." The man came downstairs and unlocked the door. "I know you, my friend. You won't give up till I let you in. So come on. Here's some bread. Do you need anything else? Take what you need." Then Jesus said to his disciples, "It's just the same with praying. If there's something that's important to you, don't be ashamed to ask and keep on asking. Look and keep on looking."
Oh no, that was the last bus we saw disappearing. It's too far to walk. What are we going to do?
Get a taxi, Dad.
Oh, sorry, Charlie. Taxis are too expensive. And they're on strike today anyway.
I'm getting cold and hungry, Dad. What are we gonna do?
No. I'm thinking.
Winston's dad would come and pick us up. I know he would. He's really kind.
I know he is, but they'll be in bed. He's on early shift this week. I don't like to wake him up.
We can't stay here all night, Dad. You have to do something.
I know. Okay, I'll ring him up. Is that you, Morel? It's Mike here. I'm sorry to wake you up. Yes, I know it's nearly midnight, and I'm really sorry. You see, the train broke down. We're in town, at the bus station, and we just saw the last bus disappearing. I know it's a lot to ask, Mike, but I know you're on early shift, but I don't see any way out of this. You see, the taxis, they're on strike. Oh, please, Morel. It is a one-off. Please come and rescue us. We're cold and we're hungry and tired. Oh, man, thanks. I owe you one. Bye. See you soon.
See? I told you would.
Gosh, being woken up at midnight, that's a bit rough, that, isn't it?
Especially
Don't like
if
that.
you're in a deep sleep, but you're always up at midnight.
Well, yes, that is the case when I eventually do go to bed. Being woken up can really make you feel quite panicky. You know, oh, what's about to happen? And it's having the courage to say, yeah, I'm getting out from this duvet. I'm actually getting up. This is a big thing. But having that
and
courage
it's
to do
about the
it.
willingness, isn't it, to not give up until you've got what you need.
Yeah. Well, Joyce is going to show us one of her favourite songs. I know it's all of our favourite songs, but I know it's especially dear to Joyce. This is My Lighthouse.
In my wrestling, in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I won't follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You'll carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore.
the days of Jesus, people would often travel at night to avoid the heat of the day, and without being able to email or text ahead, arriving unexpectedly at someone's home was probably quite common. In our society today, however, to have a knock on the door in the middle of the night when we're all asleep can be very frightening. I remember many years ago now, when I was heavily pregnant with my second child, my husband Colin was working nights and toddler Lewis and myself were fast asleep. I was awoken by a loud knocking on the front door, and looking out of the bedroom window, I could see a police car outside. Immediately, my mind went into overdrive as I imagined all the manner of things that could have happened to my Colin. By the time he had got downstairs and opened the front door to 2 police officers, I was a shaking wreck. Fortunately for me, it was simply a case of the wrong address. But for the rest of the night, I was awake and living in a world of what-ifs. However, it's not just a knock at the front door that can bring unexpected nighttime visitors to waken us. This is a time when our worries, anxieties and fears can be crowd into our sleep, waking us just as easily as any loud physical knocking. Fears of debt, of hunger, not fitting in at school, exams, medical concerns, hospital tests and results. Our anxieties, whatever they may be, are always worse at the darkest time of the night. Unwelcome and unwanted visitors. And of course, these fears are very real, and we have a God who understands that and longs to deal with them. He shines like the lighthouse we've just sung about, bringing light and hope to our darkest of nights. Whatever our worries, whatever our needs, Jesus encourages us to bring them to our Heavenly Father in prayer and to keep on asking, to keep on looking, to keep on knocking until our prayers are answered. Sometimes we may think our needs or our prayers are too small or even too huge to bother God with. We don't want to disturb him, to mither him. We may feel there are more important or more deserving people than us. But you know, God isn't like the sleeping neighbour who we inconvenience. God never sleeps, and he longs to provide for our every need. Whether that need is peace, comfort, hope, healing, food, God will provide. Often he uses the people around us, like that neighbour in our story, or a friend, to be the answer to our prayers. And God will even answer prayers that we may not even know we've prayed. Many of you may know that I received a life-saving double lung transplant some years ago. That in itself an answer to many persistent prayers, and previously very many sleepless dark nights. Recovering at home after surgery, I was spending my first day on my own. Colin was at work and the boys had returned to uni and college. Now I have tablets that I need to take every morning with breakfast, but the only thing I could manage to face eating at that time was Crunchy Nut cornflakes. And disaster struck as I realised I was on my last bowl and wouldn't have any for the following day. I started to panic as I had no idea how I would be able to take my tablets, my very important tablets, the next morning. But then decided I would have to cross that bridge when I came to it. 30 minutes later, my lovely friend Lindy pulled up in her car outside for a visit. As I watched her get out of the car, I realised she was holding a box of some kind in her hand. Surely it couldn't be. She let herself into the house, and I didn't even say hello before demanding of her, "Is that a box of Crunchy Nut cornflakes you're holding in your hand?" And she very calmly replied, "Yes, I know you like them. I thought I'd bring you some." Who brings Crunchy Nut cornflakes when visiting a sick friend? You take chocolates, very welcome. You take flowers, magazines. You certainly don't take a box of breakfast cereal. God had provided for me by answering a prayer I didn't even know I had prayed. And he'd used a dear friend to help be an answer to that prayer. Incredible God. So whatever our needs are, whatever our prayers, be encouraged. God knows and God listens. Never lose hope. Never give up. Echoing the words of our Saviour Jesus himself, keep asking, keep looking, keep knocking. Amen. And how do we say amen? We say amen.
Okay, well, in today's story we were looking at the Midnight Visitor, and I don't know if you've noticed, but it's gotten very dark recently.
It really has. 5 o'clock and it's getting pretty dark, isn't it?
Very dark. So we thought we would make some lighthouses to help light our way. So we've made a big one and a little one. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, it's quite a difference there, depending on what kind of materials you've got to start off with. So my big lighthouse started off life as a Pringles tube. So we need a tube that looks like this. Other brands are available.
Not many. Contents to be consumed.
Yes, as you can hear, we haven't quite got round to eating these ones yet.
Yes.
But that will be a fun task for later. And we need some red paper and some white paper. And you put one on top of the other like this. And then you fold them in half, lengthways like this. So it's really long on the side facing you. And you fold it, and then you fold it in half again. Okay? Again, really long on the side facing you. And then we open this up, and we're going to cut down these folds. Okay, so well done for doing all that cutting, but maybe get a grown-up to help you if you aren't confident with scissors. And we get all these lovely strips. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one, take a glue stick, and we're going to make sure that we glue all the way around. So you're getting nice and close to the edge. And then we go all the way round. See, nice and close to the edge. And we're going to take the tube and we're going to stick it down and roll it. And try and keep the paper as flat as possible because we don't want any creases. Okay, and now we do the same again, this time with a white one. Okay, so as you can see, just like this one, we're going to go all the way up to the top. Right, so as you can see, we now have a stripy tube, but it doesn't quite look like a lighthouse yet. But we're missing several very important things. First of all, it needs doors and windows for the people that live and work inside. So let's make some of those. I've got a piece of black card or black paper, but you could have any colour. And I'm just going to cut a little door. And it's going to be a window, and a door handle. And I'll stick that at the bottom here. And we need some other windows. So I'll just use the rest of that black piece of paper to make a few windows. And you can make anything look like a window by putting a cross in it. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back here. And if anywhere on your lighthouse you've made a little mistake, like mine here went over the edge, I'm just going to use a window to cover that up. So what we have here is a very nice tube house.
Very stripy tube.
A very stripy tube, but we don't have a lighthouse yet. And that's because, as you can see here, we are missing the light. So what we've chosen to do is get a hold of some of these LED tea lights. And as you can see, to make them work, you've got to just remove this little tab here at the bottom. Pull that out, turn it on, and there we go. We have a nice light that's safe and won't burn anybody.
Yeah, please don't use proper tea lights, candles.
No, it
That's
wouldn't be
not going to
safe on a
safe.
Pringles tube. But if you don't have access to a shop that sells these, what you could do is screw up a yellow piece of paper and put that on top, or create some flames or a picture of a candle anyway. Then what we need for a dome is a see-through plastic cup, and that just goes on top like that. And now we have a lovely tall lighthouse.
Stripy lighthouse, my lighthouse, my lighthouse. But we also have a little lighthouse here, and we're going to make that right now. So we've got some red plastic cups here. Now, if you've got white cups, you'll need red tape, but because I've got a red cup, I'm going to use white tape. And likewise, if you haven't got white tape or red tape, then you can use paper and make cut strips around and stick it with sellotape or glue, just like that. So I'm going to stick the, choose a little bit, I'm going to do that there, and go all the way around. And cut it off like that. And then do some more stripes. Make sure it meets up in the middle. Like that. And like Bethany said with her, when we come to putting the windows on, if you've made they're not quite meeting, you can cover them up with the windows and doors. Just like that. So we've got some stripes, and just smooth them down. Just like that. Now we need to get some black card or black paper. Black paper would be a lot easier. So I'm going to cut a door and some windows. And take a pen. Now this can be a silver pen or a white pen. A pencil will do. You can put lots more windows on, and the same with the tea lights. Take the little bit out of the back and switch it on, put it on top, and then find a clear plastic cup, and you can put that on as the dome, and that way you can get at the tea light to be able to turn it on and off like that. And there we have it, another sweet little lighthouse to go with the tall lighthouse over there.
Oh, we'd love to see how you got on making your lighthouses, so send us pictures, or indeed of anything else that you've been up to this week for our show and tell gallery. Speaking of which, oh, lovely gift bag there, Jen.
Love the coins.
Yeah.
Oh. That was mine. Oh, that's Phoebe painting.
Doing painter pot. gorgeous.
Oh, lovely. Hi, Joseph.
Oh, looking so happy, having done his sun. Oh, gorgeous. Very
those.
crafty week.
Love those spiders.
That about as cute as spiders could be, I think.
Yes.
Tiny little pipe cleaner spiders. Oh, Luna, what a lovely bag.
Oh,
And
lots
you
of
used the present bows. Excellent.
lots of gifts of talent in there. Oh, brilliant. Well done, everybody. So next week we want to see all your lighthouses. There's going to be a lot of Pringle eating going on, I think, this week.
Oh dear.
Who's next?
Joyce.
Is it me?
It's you.
Yeah, do show us your lighthouses next week, and remember to
line.
put them in a place where the light can be seen, perhaps in a window, so when people are passing by outside when it's dark, they can see that lighthouse there just shining brightly. That would be great, and send us your photos.
Yeah, give people a bit of hope.
Yeah. Yeah, there's loads of hope. Loads of hope. This won't go on forever. It really won't. It really won't. Anyway, just before we go, should we have a few more shout-outs? Who's with us? We've got Helen Nixon. Hello, Helen. Give us a wave.
And we've got Janine in Blackpool. Hello.
Oh, it must be very windy up there. And we've got Francesca. Hello, Francesca. And baby William, who's growing up fast. Give us a wave, William. Give us a wave. And who else have we got? Have we got Sue? Sue Richardson. Hello, Sue. Good to see you.
So,
And have we got any stories? Have you been collecting some stories?
Yes, we've got a few. We've got Andrea, who talks about how she passed a driving test on the 8th go, which is just incredible because that is actually a real feat of perseverance and determination because when somebody says, no, you're not good enough, that is really upsetting. And to get the energy to try and go again is very impressive. And it's similar what happened to Nick. Nick told about his story when he was going to start a degree at 39 years old. So that's a bit later than a few people go to university, and lots of people were saying, you can't do it, don't do it, you know, maybe you aren't clever enough. And how horrible to hear that. But he did it anyway, and he got an excellent result. So super proud. What a lovely story of hope going, you can make things better.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, being persistent. And that story that Jesus told, being persistent and keep on going, keep on going. There's a song going around the internet at the moment, the Keep On Going song. Look it up, and afterwards I might post it on the Oasis page and Whitefield page. The Keep On Going song. It's just really, it's just a living prayer. It's this lady who's improvising in song with her husband. They're just making it up as they're going along, and it's just brilliant. Absolutely spot on for these times during lockdowns. Well, it's nearly time to go. So what's coming up next week, Joyce?
well, the puppets are back. Yay, that's what we like to see. And this next week, they'll be swapping cards a little bit like those troll cards that I know some people like collecting, Josie. And what if they've got the opportunity for the best card in the pack? I wonder what will happen there.
Yeah.
And next week we'll be making some really special seashells.
Yeah, seashells. Seashells on the seashore. What's
Yeah,
that?
that's the
Yeah.
tongue twister.
She sells
Yeah, that's the
seashells.
thing.
Yes, whilst we're making them, you've got to say it over and over again.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Anyway, don't forget to send us a photo of your lighthouses this week, and of
Or
course
any craft you're doing
Oh, yeah,
that you
or
want
any
to
craft.
show and tell.
Yeah, it's not just specific to lighthouses. If you're making stuff, let us see it. go on show and tell. It'd be brilliant, and put them in our gallery. And we also want to say a massive thank you to Mr. Techie Mike. Oh, he started the Pringles. Oh my goodness, save us some. Oh, but thanks so much. We couldn't do this without you. And in the meantime, we hope you have a wonderful week coming up. I know it's we're going into lockdown, a national lockdown on Thursday, but it's still going to be a good week. And may you know God's peace and God's blessing. And we'll see you again next week for Sunday Breakfast Live. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.